Questions 1 through 10 on the 2015 Grade 12 AMC 12A. What is the value of 2 to the power of 0 minus 1 plus 5 squared plus 0 all to the negative 1 times 5? 2 to the power of 0 is 1 minus 1. Then we have a 25, and the 0 doesn't add anything. To the negative 1 times 5. The 1 minus 1 cancels, so you get just 25 to the negative 1, but that's just 1 over 25. And then times this by 5. So 5 over 25 in lowest terms is 1 over 5. So number 1, the answer is C. 2 of the 3 sides of a triangle are 20 and 15. Which of the following numbers is not a possible perimeter of the triangle? Well, the triangle inequality states that if you have any triangle, A, B, and C being the sides, that A plus B must be greater than C. That's the only way a triangle can be made. So in our particular triangle, I have no idea what it looks like, but let's just say this is 20, this is 15, and this is C. That means that 20 plus 15 has to be greater than C. So that means 35 is greater than C. So the value for C at most can be like 35 or just slightly less, say 34.9 or whatever, right? Because I don't know if they have to be integers, but it doesn't really matter. So the maximum the perimeter could be is 20 plus 15 and this 34.9, let's say. So that gives me a value of 69.9. So that's pretty much the maximum. It can never be more than 70, basically. So of the answer choices, the one that is above 70 is E. That's the only one that would not be possible. So number 2, the answer is E. Mr. Patrick teaches math to 15 students. He was grading tests and found that when he graded everyone's tests except Peyton's, the average grade for the class was 80. After he graded Peyton's test, the class average became 81. What was Peyton's score on the test? 80 times 14 students is the total score for those 14. And then if you add Peyton's score and then divide by 15 students, you will get the average, which they are saying is 81. So this is the math. This is 1120 plus P is equal to 81 times 15, which is 1215. P, therefore, is 95. And that's his score. Number 3 is E. The sum of 2 positive numbers is 5 times their difference. What is the ratio of the larger number to the smaller number? So we have A plus B is equal to 5 times A minus B. Multiply this all out and you'll get A plus B is equal to 5A minus 5B, and therefore 6B is equal to 4A. And therefore A over B will be 6 over 4. A over B in lowest terms is 3 over 2. So number 4, the answer is B. Amelia needs to estimate the quantity of A over B minus C, where A, B, and C are large positive integers. She rounds each of the integers so that the calculation will be easier to do mentally. In which of these situations will her answer necessarily be greater than the exact value of A over B minus C? A over B minus C. Well, when you estimate, it will be greater as follows. How do you make this number greater? Looking at each individual letter. It'll be greater if A is greater. It will be greater, this whole thing will be greater if B is made to be lower. And this whole thing will be greater if C is made to be lower. And you can plug some numbers in and, figure that out. So A has to be greater, B and C have to be made less. If all these 3 things happen, then the estimate will definitely be greater. And of the answer choices, that is D for number 5. 2 years ago, Pete was 3 times as old as his cousin Claire. 2 years ago before that, Pete was 4 times as old as Claire. And how many years will the ratio of their ages be 2 to 1? P minus 2 is equal to 3 times C minus 2. That's the first sentence. Second sentence gives me that P minus 4 is equal to 4 times C minus 4. All right, let's do the math. So that means P is equal to 3C minus 4. Substitute that into here. We get 3C minus 4 is equal to 4C minus 16. So that means C is equal to 8. And plugging that back into here, P is equal to 20. All right, so that means let's look at our values of P and C. Currently, it's 20 and 8. 2 years ago, it was 18 and 6, and that is definitely a ratio of 3 to 1. 2 years before that, 16 and 4, which is a ratio of 4 to 1. We want a ratio of 2 to 1. So we go 21, 9, 22, 10, like that, right? 21, 9, 22, 10. Each year, each of these goes up by 1. And we want to get to a point where the ratio is 2 to 1, and that happens right here when the ages are 24 and 12. And that happens 4 years from now. So 6, the answer is B. Two right circular cylinders have the same volume. The radius of the second cylinder is 10% more than the radius of the first. What is the relationship between the heights of the two cylinders? The volume of the first cylinder we'll call pi r squared h, 1 and 1. The volume of the second cylinder we will call pi r squared h, of course, 2 and 2. And they're saying that those two volumes are equal. All right, so let's set them equal to each other. Pi r2 squared h2. Well, the pi's cancel, so all you're left with is just this guy. And then there's a piece of information they give me in the question that I need to sub in. That is, the radius of the second cylinder is 10% more than the radius of the first. So that means that R2 is equal to 1.1 R1. So instead of R2, let's plug that in. This side remains the same, but this time I'm going to put 1.1 times R1, and that's all squared. And we got H2. So this one becomes 1.21 R1 squared H2. So the R1 squareds cancel, and all we are left with is just H1 is equal to 1.21 times H2. All right, so that means that H1 is 21% more than H2. So of the answer choices, the one that matches that is D. The first height is 21% more than the second height. So number 7, the answer is D. The ratio of the length to the width of a rectangle is 4 to 3. If the rectangle has a diagonal length of D, then the area may be expressed as KD squared for some constant K. What is K? All right, let's draw a little diagram and off we go. So we have 4x and 3x for the ratio of the length and width. And of course, we draw a little diagonal, and that diagonal they have designated as just D. So immediately from Pythagoras, 3x squared plus 4x squared is equal to D squared. So combining this becomes 9x squared plus 16x squared is D squared. So D squared is 25x squared. Okay. And then what else do they tell me? The area, they tell me, is expressed as KD squared. Well, the area is going to be length times width, which is 3x times 4x. And that's KD squared. So this is what, 12x squared is KD squared. Okay. Well, x squared, right here, is D squared over 25. So instead of x squared, I'll put that D squared over 25. Like that. And that equals KD squared. Well, the D squareds cancel, and all I'm left with was just 12 over 25 is equal to K. And that's what they want me to figure out. So number 8, the answer is C. A box contains 2 red marbles, 2 green marbles, and 2 yellow marbles. Carol takes 2 marbles from the box at random, then Claudia takes 2 of the remaining marbles at random, and then Cheryl takes the last 2 marbles. What is the probability that Cheryl gets 2 marbles of the same color? So we have red, red, green, green, yellow, yellow. And our task is to ensure that Cheryl ends up with two of the same color. So she can end up either with 2 red, 2 green, or 2 yellow. That is her end result, I guess. Well, it's a probability question, so as always, it's going to be some fraction, and the denominator will be the total number of ways of doing this. Okay, well, first let's figure out the total number. Well, the total number is from the initial 6, you choose 2. And then from the remaining 4, you choose 2. And then from the remaining 2, you choose 2. So that means that is going to be what? 15 times 6 times 1. So that is 90. So it's some numerator over 90. And that numerator is what I have to now figure out. Okay, so Cheryl's going to end up with either 2R, 2 green, or 2 yellow. So let's work backwards. Let's figure out what are the other 2 girls, Carol and Claudia. So Carol, if we want Cheryl to end up with 2 R's, that means from these 4, Carol's going to choose 2. And then from the remaining 2, Claudia will choose. That will end up, hopefully, 2 R's. If we want Cheryl to end up with 2 G's, that means from these 4, we are going to choose 2 for her, and then 2 from the remaining 2 for Claudia. And then we end up with 2 G's. And then if we want 2 Y's, from these 4, we choose 2 for Carol, and then Claudia will choose 2 from the remaining 2. And then, of course, these have to be multiplied to give you the number of possibilities, arrangements. All right, well, let's do this. 4 choose 2 is 6, and 2 choose 2 is just 1. And that's also 6 times 1, and that's also 6 times 1. So this is 6, 6, and 6, so total is 18. So there's 18 ways of doing all of this, and that's the numerator. There you go, 18 over 90. And of course, they're going to lower it to lowest terms, and I believe that's 1 over 5. So, number 9, the answer is C. Integers x and y with x greater than y greater than 0 satisfy x plus y plus xy is 80. What is x? All right. Do you just do this by inspection, or not really sure here? I guess we can. So there's only one equation, there's 2 variables, so that basically means you do it by inspection, because you need 2 equations and 2 variables in order to solve. But I can do a little bit of factoring. Let's see here. Maybe I can make this look a little bit better. So 80 minus y divided by 1 plus y is x. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's make a table here, x and y. So when y is 1, I'll get 79 over 2, and that's not going to be an integer. When y is 2, I'll get 78 over 3, which is 26. I pretty quickly figured that out. Oh, I guess it wasn't meant to be difficult. That's it. X is 26. So number 10, the answer is E.